We out here longboarding. Hey y'all, I just learned my first longboard dancing trick and I am so excited. And you would not believe that the irony of today is that I started learning how to longboard dance about a month and a half ago. And there are two beginner dance steps that longboard dancers recommend learning first. The cross step, which if you're an actual dancer, is basically where you do a cross step while moving the board. And the 180 step, which is where you spin 180 on the board so you face the opposite direction. I thought that a trick that requires you to spin around surely must be scarier than a trick that requires you to do a sort of 1-2 step on the board. I mean, I used to 2-step on the dance floor all the time, so I got this. So I thought. So check this out. As I'm out here practicing my longboard, I realized that what's stopping me from really putting my all into doing the trick is the fact that I'm scared. Mentally I'm scared. I can do it physically, but it's my mental stuff that's stopping me from doing it. And the crazy part is in my car I have knee pads, that's my elbow. I have elbow pads, knee pads, wrist pads, and the armor will help me to break that mental stuff, but I refuse to put it on. Now, that's not what this video is talking about, but that's a word for another time. Here we are a month and a half later and I still haven't got it. The cross step is so hard, y'all. So today I decided to just try the 180 and you would not believe I learned it in less than an hour. A month and a half versus an hour. The problem isn't which trick I attempted to learn first. I mean, yeah, you could supposedly say I wasted a lot of time trying to learn the harder trick first, but I'm doing this for fun. In fact, the problem isn't even that I was scared to try the trick, I ended up learning faster. The moral of the story is, in life we tend to do exactly what I did longboarding, and that's when it can become a problem. We sometimes judge our ability to do something based off of two things. One, how scary it looks. Two, our past experiences. Using those two things alone will keep you stuck trying to do things you're comfortable with or things that you are not ready for. We see it countless times in the Bible too. For example, Moses arguing with God about whether he's qualified to speak on God's behalf because of how scary the task seemed and his life experience with having a speech impediment. Now, those are very real things to consider, but they are not the only things to consider. Now that I learned the 180, I feel more encouraged in attempting to learn the cross step again. It was almost like what I was scared to learn was the missing step for what I thought would be easier to learn. Things are not always what they appear to be just because we assess them as so. So I ask you today, if you are holding back from attempting something new or different, or dare I say, what God has called you to do, what criteria are you currently using to weigh your decision? And what else do you need to consider? Thanks for watching. I know today's video was a little bit different than what you're used to seeing on the channel, and I'm just experimenting, having some fun since I had some extra time on my hands with all that is happening during this pandemic. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay blessed, y'all.
So as a witness, it's really interesting when I see, I'm like, come on, like do it. But it's not that easy. But
Right.
And I'm also learning that it just reminded me of like how easy it is for us to judge other people. Right. So yeah, that's a lesson I learned.
Good wisdom for the people, Ani.